Hello students, welcome to my channel. This session will take up data sufficiency questions based on simple equations concepts. In the earlier videos, we have learned a few concepts on simple equations and also solved few problem solving questions. Now in this session, we'll take up data sufficiency questions. What is data sufficiency question, students? You will have a question followed by two statements. Sometimes there will also be three statements. Now to answer this question, the data in statement 1 is sufficient or not, or data in statement 2 is sufficient or not, you have to identify. Is it only statement 1 data? With the help of that, can I answer my question? Or no, 1 is not sufficient, but if you give me the data in statement 2, I can answer the question. No, neither of them is, sometimes any one of them will be sufficient. Sometimes you'll say, no, neither of them is sufficient. If you give both these details, I can solve the problem. Sometimes even both these details are not sufficient. You need additional information. Like this, you have different cases in data sufficiency. But please keep it in mind, as far as possible, you are not expected to solve the problem. You are expected to identify the data is sufficient or not. And in different exams, they give instructions differently. If you look at here, I have given you instructions like that. Please mark the answer as 1 if statement 1 alone is sufficient but not 2. Mark answer 2 if 2 alone is sufficient but not 1. Mark answer 3 if either of the statements is sufficient. 4 if both statements together are sufficient but neither statement alone is sufficient. 5 even if both are not sufficient. In the exam, sometimes they may change this order. So you have to read the instructions carefully and answer the questions, right? And you know, quite a few exams, bank POs, CAT and other MBA entrances, you have data sufficiency questions. Even GMAT, if you look at, half the questions are in the form of data sufficiency, right students? Now let's take up first question based on this. Find the value of x, and statement 1 says 3x plus 4y is 12. Statement 2 says x plus 3y is 7. Students, I am not interested in knowing how much is x value. To find x value, is this statement sufficient or not sufficient? You have to decide. That's enough. You don't need x value. When I say 3x plus 4y is 12, can I answer x value? No. Why? When there are two unknowns, I need two independent equations. Hence, first statement alone is not sufficient. Similarly, students, x plus 3y is equal to 17, is it sufficient? For the same reason, no. Again, there are two unknowns, x and y. One equation, it's not sufficient. Neither one alone is sufficient nor two alone is sufficient. Then comes the question whether both combined can give me. Yes, of course, because there are two different equations, two independent equations, and there are two unknowns. Yes, I can find x value. That's enough. Don't waste your time in finding x value. We'll solve the problem only when there is confusion. There is no confusion here, students. There are two unknowns and two equations. We can solve them. Hence, with the help of both statements, we can answer the question. Means, what should be your instruction? Have you noted down the instructions, please? Yes. So both statements means my answer is choice 4. So answer for this question is choice 4. Right, students? Okay, done. I'm not finding what is x value. I've decided, I've concluded that I can find x value. That is important, right? Let's come to the second question. This also I'm asking you, please find the value of x. Here also I'm giving statement 1, one equation, 14x plus 21y is 49. Statement 2, 6x plus 9y is 21. So what's your answer? Any one statement will do? No, for the same reason, because there are two unknowns, so one equation is not sufficient. There are two unknowns, one equation. See, you have to follow a certain order. First you ask yourself, is statement 1 alone sufficient? No, there are two unknowns, one equation not sufficient. Is statement 2 alone sufficient? No, there are two unknowns, one equation is not sufficient. Then the next question is, can I answer with the help of both together? Yes, there are two unknowns, two equations. Yes, we can. So can I say answer for this also is choice 4? No, students, that is the trap we have here. Students, if you recall what I have said in the previous question, if there are two unknowns, you need two independent equations, two different equations. Are there two different equations, students? 14x plus 21y is 49 means, if you take 7 common, what happens? 2x plus 3y, 2x plus 3y, if you look at 7, 1, 7, 7, 2x plus 3y is 7. 6x plus 3y, 9y is 21. You take 3 common from this second equation, students. 2x plus 3y again is 7. Yes or no? 3 sevens. So are they two different equations or same equation? No, both statements are giving me one and the same equation. Because there are two unknowns, but still I am getting only one equation. Even both statements together cannot give me, because they are not giving me two different equations. They are giving me only one equation. Hence, one equation, two unknowns, I cannot find x value. Hence, even both statements are not sufficient. I need some more information. Hence, my answer choice is 5. You know what is choice 5 instructions. You can go back and check if you have any doubt. Like that, examiner will put a trap, students. First reaction for you and me will be, there are two unknowns and two equations. But when you have a closer look at it, they are not two equations. They are one. There's only one equation. Let's see one more question, students. Find the value of x and y if x and y are positive integers. Students, statement 1 says 3x plus 5y is 13. Using this, can I find x and y values? Is a question. Next, statement 2, 2x plus 3y is 13. Can I find out using only statement 2? Any one statement is sufficient, or I need both, or even both are not sufficient? You can pause the video and try. Now, students, I'm afraid here also you may try and say that maybe both statements are sufficient, or both statements may not be sufficient. You may say one of them. That's where this question is completely different from the previous question. Previous two questions rather. Students, in the previous two questions, if you observed, I'm just asking you find the value of x. Did I give any conditions on x and y here? You can see even the previous question. No, I didn't give any condition on x and y. But if you see this third question that I gave you, I said find the value of x and y if x and y are positive integers. Please understand, there is a condition here. X and y both are positive. Not only positive, they are integers. They cannot be fractions. They cannot be decimals. They have to be integers. Because I have put two conditions, with these two conditions, one equation, can it give me answer? You have to check. Students, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Let me check, students. 3x plus 5y is 13. And you know, x and y are positive integers. What are positive integers means? Positive integers means 1, 2, natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Tell me what can be y value maximum, students? Can y be 3? If y is 3, 5, 3, this itself will be 15 means how can the sum be 13? This has to become negative. But x and y are positive, so this cannot be negative means what is the maximum value you can try for y? 2. If y is 2, 5, 2 is 10. If it is 10, what should be this 3 means? If x is 1, 3 1s 3, 5 2s 10, 13. Satisfied or not? If y is 1, 5 1s 5. If I goes other side, you know, 3x is 8, x is 8 by 3. 8 by 3 is it an integer? If you want me to write detail, I'll write 3x is equal to 13 minus 5y. X is equal to 13 minus 5y by 3. Students, x should be a positive integer. If y is 1, 5 1s 5, 13 minus 5, 8 by, see, 5 is 1, 13 minus 5, 8, 8 by 3. Is 8 by 3 an integer? No. So that's why y cannot be 1. Can y be 2? I ask myself. 5 2 is 10, 13 minus 10, 3, 3 by 3, 1. Yes, it can be. So y is 2 is acceptable. Can y be 3? No. 5 3 is 15 means 13 minus 15 becomes negative value. X cannot be negative because question says positive. That means from statement 1, can I find a unique value for x and y or not as x1 and y2? Any other value is possible? No. Hence, statement 1 alone is sufficient. Can I say statement 2 alone for the same reason? Students, look at this. 2x is equal to 13 minus 3y. X equals to 13 minus 3y by 2. Students, if y is 1, 13 minus 3, 10 by 2, 5, acceptable if y is 1. If y is 2, 13, 3 to 6, 3 to 6. So 13 minus 6, 7 by 2, 3.5, not acceptable. Y cannot be 2. If y is 3, 3 3 is 9, 13 minus 9, 4 by 2, 2, acceptable. So students, there are two possibilities. Y is 1, x is 5 acceptable, y is 2, x is, I'm sorry, y is 3, x is 2, that is also acceptable. So that means there is more than one answer. If there is more than one answer, answer is not unique. Answer is not unique, hence second statement is sufficient, only first statement. Hence my answer choice is 1. If you see the last 3 questions, students, first question you said both statements are required. Second statement you said even both statements are not sufficient. But here you said only one statement is sufficient because there are some extra conditions in the question. Like that, see, in all the cases I am giving you 2 equations, but you can see how different scenarios have been created. That's what happens in data sufficiency questions in the exam, right? Let's go to the next one, please. Yeah, find x if 2x plus 3y plus 5z is 15. You want x value if 2x plus 3y plus 5z is 15. Students, there are 3 unknowns. If there are 3 unknowns, how many equations are required? 3 equations. Your question already gives you one equation. Your question already gives you one equation. Question is giving you one equation. There is one more equation. There is one more equation. So can I conclude that both the statements are required? 3 equations, 3 variables. I can find x, y, z value. Yes or no? Yes. So hence my answer is choice 4. Yes. No. That is the common mistake again you do. Students, am I interested in knowing all the values of x, y, z? No. I am interested in knowing only x value. Students, if you observe, if you see this, you need x value. There is 2x plus 3y plus 5z is 15 and 5x plus 6y plus 10z is 32. If you see in one of the previous video special cases, we talked about it. In the video on special cases of simple equations, we discussed in detail. Sometimes when there are 2 equations and 3 unknowns like this, I can still find one variable we discussed. How? Students, you need x value. Let me write it once again quickly. If you watched that video, please watch that special cases of simple equations video so that you will understand what I am saying, students. Students, if I want x value, you close this x for some time. See the rest of the equation, 3 is to 5. What is the ratio of the coefficient? 3 is to 5. What is 6 is to 10? This is also 3 is to 5. If the ratio is same, I think you can cancel both y and z. If you double this, what happens, students? It will become 6y 10z. 6y 10z gets cancelled. 2 2's 4x here, 5x here, 5x, 4x, 1x value can I find out or not? Yes. That's why with the help of first statement alone I can solve the problem. Because I am interested only in one variable, not all 3 variables. By doubling this question, this equation and subtracting from this, I get it. What about the second statement alone, students? Again, if you see 3y 5z, 9y 15z, is it not 3 times of this? Suppose if I multiply this 3 times and write it here, 6x plus 9y plus 15z is equal to some 45, whatever value, you get some value. So 9y 15z you can cancel it. You can get x value. Yes or no? Why? Because again the ratio is 3 is to 5. Here also the ratio is 3 is to 5. Hence, even second statement alone can give me x values. That means any one statement is sufficient, students. Either of the statements is sufficient. Hence, my answer is choice 3. Done. Let's come to the next question. Students, find x plus y plus z if 2x plus 3y plus 5z is 15. This is the given already data. You want this. Statement 1 says 3x plus y plus 7z is 31. 4x plus 3y plus z is 21. Again, do I say both the statements are required? Because one equation, 2 equations, 3 equations. If I have 3 equations, I can do something? Not necessary. Again, you are not interested in knowing x, y, z values individually. You need combined value of x, y, z. Can I answer with the help of these two, students? Check. 3x, 2x, 1x, but here 2y difference. Here 12z. If I add 5x here, 4y here, 12z. That way also I am not getting. So, first statement alone is not sufficient. But you take second statement, students. You take these two, what happens? 4x, 2x, 6x. If I add 3y, 3y. If I add what I get? 6y. Z and 5z. What? 6z. If I add this equation 1 and equation 3, I get 6 times of x plus y plus z. Yes or no? If I am getting 6 times of x plus y plus z, students, Can you not, when you add these two, can you not get x plus y plus z value? Yes. That means second statement alone can give me answer. Hence my answer choice is 2 as per the instructions there, right? So like this, students, you get questions in data sufficiency where we conclude something but actual answer will be something. So that's why you have to be very careful with respect to data sufficiency questions, right? Okay, more of this data sufficiency questions we will see in some other session. Thank you for this, and in the next video we will meet. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can always mail me at sr.gorantla1@gmail.com, or you can also reach me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn at srgorantla.